I am at a boss fight that is super thoroughly annoying, and I'm not sure completely how to deal with it. It's against a gigantic Rona virus.
It makes me sad when names I get used to seeing just vanish. No closure, just gone.
Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. Son of a gun, it is very windy. Started getting very windy yesterday, so thumbs up for that. You go outside, you get blown around. Yay, hopefully we're not going to lose power. And I actually slept moderately well, even though I had a little bit of insomnia. I went to bed after midnight, of course, woke up around 2. Fell back asleep, luckily, and then was up around 5:30. So, yeah, at least I got some sleep. Not as much as I would like, but at least I got some sleep, and that's a very good thing. A definite thumbs up on that. Hopefully you're doing well and have been sleeping. So, hopefully a very good thing. Yay! And of course, front loading of videos. Son of a gun, if you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, if you haven't, that'd be awesome as well. If you could share the video to various people and communities, whatever you have, that'd be awesome. Don't spam anyone. And of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons, these literally beautiful and literally awesome people that are literally beautiful and literally awesome. Without these people, my kitty cat and myself would just not be in good shape. So thank you very much to each and every one of these people. I have forgotten how long I should be keeping my hands in the air, so hopefully I didn't long enough. If you'd like to become a patron, there are links in the video description. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, there's a PayPal link, and if you'd like to help me out without sending money, there's an Amazon wishlist link with cat food on it. So, son of a gun, front loading of videos over. Yay! YouTube algorithms. So, son of a gun, yeah, it's been very windy, and so walkies was nice. I do enjoy wind, and actually I enjoy rain too, but I also enjoy not getting wet. So, it was windy, and it was nice. It was very, very nice, very pleasant, a very good thing. I have not been able to think a whole lot about stuff. I fell asleep a lot during the day yesterday, and then during walkies, a combination of insomnia and the depression trough I'm in right now are making it very difficult to remember things, on top of the Stratera not helping me out wonderfully that way. So great. It's awesome. Not being able to remember things all that well. Still, life is life, and that's the way life is. So that's a good thing. Taking a look on my list, though, I do want to talk about some things. I still have been playing a lot of the game Postal Brain Damaged. I'm probably almost through it. I've been playing it on medium to lower difficulty, and it is hard. There are some levels that are cakewalks. There are some that I am going through it with like 3 points of health. It is hard, but it's awesome. They do also have a super shotgun, like and they have in Doom Eternal. I have seen some people complain online about the use of the super shotgun in Postal because it's like, oh, it's like Doom Eternal, but they don't use it as well, so why did they do it? It's actually pretty fun if you can get into it. I was having difficulties the first time I played it, and well, up until I decided I was going to figure it out. But it was kind of pointless. You super shotgunned, it pulled you toward the bad guy, and then when you got there, you had to pull yourself down if you're going to shoot them, because it pulled you up and over their heads, and it was just, it was more of a pain and a hassle than it was really worth. And then one day I decided, I gotta figure this out. And so I spent like 2 or 3 minutes saying, okay, let's do this. It turned out to be much, much more fun than I had thought. You don't want to just hook them and then wait until you're right into their face. No. You hook them, and then as you're getting closer, you blast, and then you go shoot over their heads, turn, hit them with the hook again. That stops your flying through the air, and as you get yanked back toward them again, you blast them, fly over their head, turn, hook them again. So you can keep in the air, zooming back and forth and shooting all these things, as long as you do it well. Pretty wild stuff. Pretty fun. I'm at a point, though, that I actually quit the game last night by alt-tabbing out and closing the window. I am at a boss fight that is super thoroughly annoying, and I'm not sure completely how to deal with it. It's against a gigantic Rona virus that is about the size of, well, the tube that you're traveling up is as big around as a standard house. And so the virus is just a little bit smaller than that, and you're drifting up a tube, but that only slows down the gravity. You have to keep using the super shotgun to pull yourself up these rings that you can also hook your super shotgun on, because you can't just hook anything, but there are places that you can where you can go flying. And you got to keep pulling yourself upward so that you can hook and shoot these targets when the virus is caught inside of these traps. It's a pain, especially since you only drift upward, and it takes a time to get to the hooks, and the thing is coming up underneath you, and it's very frustrating. But you know, up until this point, it's been awesome. Just thought I'd mention that. And now I have reached the point that I am too warm, so I got to take the shirt off here, the outer shirt off. Not going to take both off. Number one, I do not have the kind of body that I would like to show off to people. And number two, I would freeze. This is going to be cold enough after having this too warm of an outer shirt on. Yay! But it's good. If you can get Postal brain damage, please do. Even if you can get Postal for no regrets, you should get that one too. They're working on it. They're making it awesome. It's a very good thing. Running with scissors, good devs. There is another thing, of course. I want to talk about this as well. I am still inside of a depression trough, and I'm still kind of unhappy about that, because I go into depression troughs. I have ever since I was a child. I have cyclical depression. It used to be 2 weeks normal, 2 weeks depressed, 2 weeks normal, 2 weeks depressed. Because of, increasing age and various medication uses throughout my life, it's become much more random. Sometimes I stay up here for a long time before going down. Sometimes it's down, and then further down. And then it's just become more random. The last time I was in a pretty bad depression trough and then came up, and it wasn't even 2 weeks, and then I'm back down into the depression trough, and it's lasting longer than 2 weeks, I think. Last night, it was rough. I had a bad case of the Morbs. You got the Morbs. It is Victorian slang from like the 1880s. Got the Morbs, from morbid. It's when you have feelings of melancholia or ennui. And of course, melancholia is a feeling of pensive sadness, typically with no obvious cause, and ennui is a feeling of listlessness and dissatisfaction arising from a lack of occupation or excitement. So if your life is boring and you feel listless and empty, you're having ennui. If you're feeling just depressed with no real reason for it, that's melancholia. If you're feeling either of those, you got the Morbs. And I had the Morbs pretty bad last night, so I did my best to think on creative things. I did my best to remember the creative things that I've been thinking of, and that is a good thing. But also, I suppose I'll talk about this as well. Quick spider report. The little tiny spider that I saw back there yesterday that is between the bookcases there in that space is gone this morning. So I don't know what happened. Hopefully it's just relocated. There is another fat-bodied, smaller-legged, garden-type spider that's back up there, tucked up between the wall and the ceiling. And that's a good thing, because every other spider that I see around here is typically one of the tiny body, huge long legs type. And I like all spiders now, so I'm glad that there's a variety. Thumbs up for that. And I just wanted to talk about that. They still pay their rent quite well, because I keep the webs up in the corners, like up in that one. There's a few spiders up there, and then in the webs there's all these poor, sad, desiccated insect corpses. Eventually they get rid of them by just throwing them out of the web, and then I gotta clean them up off the floor. So I don't mind picking up after the spiders. They're paying their rent by eating them bugs. Very, very cool. So, I might as well talk some about this. I was able to think about some creative stuff last night. It's just really hard to concentrate and remember and think. Part of it is the Strattera not working as well as Ritalin. Part of it is the depression and all the various things that I'm feeling because of that. It is hard when you are depressed. It's you're carrying weight. It's not easy. Hopefully my trough is going to end soon. That would be nice. But some of the stuff that I have been thinking about, because once again, trying to keep it as a living, breathing thing while I'm trying to also get part of it set down so I can write it down as the project for the whole Razor's Edge. But, excuse me, there is the character of Utokk, who is a more powerful than even the King in Crimson, even though the King in Crimson is a very powerful being, but as a ambush predator and not a colonizing type, Utokk is dangerous, but not incredibly so. They have a very limited range of victims that they're looking for. If you're not in that range, it doesn't care about you. And so it's not really a huge existential threat. And now that it has been detected, it's open, and it's been in contact with the King in Crimson. One of the things that I had been thinking is because Utokk is not really evil, even though you really, if you enter Utokk's realm, before it gets its claws into you, end your life as fast as you can. It doesn't matter how painful it is, because anything is better than letting Utokk get you. Because Utokk just does not care about people. Doesn't hate, doesn't love. We're just something to eat. Past that, does not care. And it's the indifference of that that makes the cruelty even worse. They're not trying to hurt you because they hate you. They're just hurting you because that makes you taste better. So it's thoroughly indifferent cruelty. Thumbs up. But because they have been discovering they are craving something, and apparently it is like peer interaction. At some point, they surprise even themselves by making a concession to the King in Crimson to keep them happy so that they don't lose this form of interaction that they do crave. Where Utokk says something along the lines of, "Now, King, I understand that you do not feel things as I do. And in fact, in my eyes, your care for your citizens seems more like exploitation and abuse. But I do understand that even within your limited forms of interaction, these are likely as close as you are going to be able to approximate what I feel with my people. And you have seen that with my people, I am ready to go to war if anyone even looks at my people sideways. I am very jealously protective. And if you feel even a fraction of that, then I can concede that even legal immigration from your domain to mine would cause you pain. And with the pain I feel, I do not want to share that pain. I will no longer accept immigration from any citizens of the Apple Rock layer. Even on other layers, I can tell from their energy where they are from, and I will accept no immigration from any citizens of this layer. Make sure to tell your citizens why they are banned here and who is the cause of this. You. But this concession will be made. And they do this. Of course, there's that part at the end just to make it hurt, digging their finger into the wound there. Because, legal immigration. Oh, it ain't immigration. But, So they're willing to make that concession, which, as stated, surprises even them. But that's okay. It is a good thing. I did want to talk about, again, the center of the Crimson Kingdom, because as real quick as I've mentioned, it's at the center, and the Crimson Kingdom and the King in Crimson fought hard so that they could get control of that area because of the infinite riches around that, building the industrial section around the center, and then 1,114 years ago, declaring the new calendar for the Common Era and starting to break ground on the construction of Red Palace. And hopefully tomorrow I will be able to start talking about that, because I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Going to go and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I can't American Sign Language, well, you've already seen how my brain works. And I use the word works loosely. Excuse me. We have Jealousy Zanderblood. Thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. Stephen Blanchard, greatly appreciated. Good to see you in the comments, and I will do my best. Concert videos, thumbs up and thank you. There is Sem, S-E-M. It is a good idea. Keep playing, keep doing things to keep yourself young. Definitely a thumbs up. There is Metal Wusky. Thumbs up, thank you. And I wish I could play Minecraft for the channel again. It's gotten so optimized. Trying to record it, I get like 4 frames per second. We have Kryptonite, thumbs up and thank you. And bugs are awesome, even though I prefer outside spiders and bugs to stay outside. House spiders are slightly different from outside wild spiders. I kind of prefer house spiders because I don't go out of my house much. But they are cool. We have Stephen Blair, thumbs up and thank you. Putting them outside is a better idea. We have Ben B, always good to see you in the comments, and thank you. The Zero Assassin, thumbs up and thank you much. Jesse Koskinen, always good to see you in the comments, and yes, those deep dungeons in Daggerfall are insane. We have Scott49140, thumbs up and thank you. And that is it. 11 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only for a short time and if only in text. Yay. Well, hokey smokes, I gotta make some phone calls. I sent in the paperwork for the whole Social Security thing, realizing I messed it up. I put down that I'm going to therapy weekly. I forgot to write down the therapist and the times and days that I go there. So I gotta keep trying to call them up, so we'll see how that goes. Thumbs up, yay. Ugh. So, please be careful. Kofefe bug still a raging. You do not need to throw your body onto the corpse pile early. We're all going to be tossing our bodies onto the corpse pile at some point. Don't do it early. Don't end your story too soon. And until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.